Okay, thank you for clicking. And you want to know a little bit about Happyology. So let me tell you about Happyology. It's a study of happiness. And just to let you know, it's one of the biggest growing faculties in American university right now is the study of happiness and what makes people happy. And it's got a lot involved, but basically certain psychologists and psychiatrists started looking at the fact that why are we studying only defective, sick, unhappy people? Why don't we start studying happy, well-adjusted people? And these scientists and sociologists and psychologists started actually studying people who are happy and what they did and how they did it. I looked at it and I thought, fantastic, because let's face it, happiness at work is the key need of most people. And if you read the stats where they say something like 82 something percent of people are unhappy at work, they're unhappy with their jobs, they're unhappy in their marriages, and people seem to strive for this thing about happiness. So I looked at it and I called it Happyology, and I wrote a presentation because let's face it, if you have a look at it, if you have a happy person and that happy person comes to a job and he brings happiness to the job and there's happy people there, they are going to be happy to work there, which means they're going to make the clients happy and the clients are going to be happy to be there. And if the clients and the staff are happy, you as the manager are going to be happy. Why? Because you're going to get the results, because the research is in. Happy staff members perform better than unhappy ones. Happy staff members don't stay off. Happy staff members get headhunted, but they don't go because it's a compliment. It's not a real offer. If you look at the stats, happy people outperform unhappy people in every single area. So I started looking at saying, well, let's look at happiness and let's start talking to people about happy. In other words, let's undo the myths. So one of the big myths is, and they do this, they say, I'm not happy in my job. I'm really not happy in my company. I'm not happy with my job. And then I always look at them and I say to them, okay, well, let me ask you the question. Where in your employment contract does it actually say that the company is going to make you happy? It doesn't. And the reason why it doesn't say it is because it's not possible for one human being to make another human being happy. I'll unpack that. But more importantly, how can I make you happy? Because your happiness is not my job, and I don't know what makes you happy, because most people don't even know what makes themselves happy. So here's the thing. When a person declares, I am unhappy, whatever they say afterwards is what they're blaming. But at the end of the day, it starts with you. So one of the things we unpack is you are responsible for your own happiness. Next thing, you must bring happiness to the job. Now, a lot of people say they don't know how to do this. Nonsense, they do. And all I do is I speak about the day that they went to their first interview. Remember that first interview when they were up and smiling and anything was possible, and they got there early and they left late and they stayed longer, and their first day of work, they walked in, they were early, and they walked around meeting, greeting, and they couldn't do enough in the first week and the second week and the third week, and then it slows down until eventually they go, I'm not happy in my job. So the concept really is looking at happiness, taking ownership of happiness and the things that will make you happy, okay? And then the other thing is a happy manager, because let's face it, it's no good having a happy staff member and they hit the wall with managers. Yes, and I could be speaking to one right now. So again, the biggest complaint they have is I have a miserable boss, I have a miserable manager, I have a miserable CEO. I know this is a hard-hitting one, but let's say that if you have a happy manager and you have a happy staff member, you are going to make magic, because the goal obviously is to make you have a happy customer. Because as soon as you have a happy customer's experience, which is, as far as I can remember, the only reason for being in business. Because as soon as you have a happy client, what does that client do? The client comes back and refers other people, and you have longevity. Everything falls into place when you have a happy client. And the only way to get a happy client is to have a happy manager and to have a happy staff. And what makes a happy manager? Well, we unpack the 3 or 4 things that'll make a manager happy every single time. And between you and me, one of them, very simple, do your job. Let's face it, if every single staff member came to work and just did the job that they were paid for, chances are we're going to have very happy managers, okay? So listen, it's fun. We laugh a lot. We obviously, that's the brand. We try and laugh as much as we can, but at the end of the day, we try and drive home the point that you must bring happiness to work, because there's no honor, no dignity, and no fun in working for any company until you bring honor and dignity and fun to the company, okay? I promise you I could go on and on and on, but then I'd be doing the whole keynote. Hit Sam up. I'd love to be there, spread some happiness in your company. But here's the thing. I think they are happy. They just don't realize it. And I think all we need to do is just shine a light on that, okay? All right. So thanks for clicking on this one. I hope we can help you. I can't wait to be there with your people.